Welcome to the Movies to Watch Before You Die podcast. I am your host, Dylan, alongside my cousin and co-host,
Gab.
And today we're not talking about any movie. What?
Oh my
It
God.
is our 50th episode, and so we're taking the week off, goddammit. What we're doing now is we're still talking, we're still here, open up your ear holes, and we are going to just be sort of reflecting and rethinking. But Gab, before we get to those reflections, those thoughts, those things we have to say, can you tell the people why they're listening to us?
Dylan, to put it succinctly, we both have degrees in this shit. I am a former actor. I have a degree in performance, which includes character development, script analysis, and plot devices. And you are a former video editor with a degree in film editing and film and other things about film.
That was succinct. You kind of lost it a little bit at the end there, but you know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
So, for our 50th episode, we had a couple things we were going to discuss. The first thing was we both wanted to say, was there any movie that we might have changed our mind on by this point? Now, have you changed your mind on any of these movies?
Perhaps you think you're being treated unfairly?
I feel like there's one that you might have based on things you said in the past, but let me see if you're going to say what I think you're going to say.
So I don't know that I just want to clarify before we do this. If I do change my mind, does that change?
No. It will not change our tally below of movies to watch before you die. That is set in stone.
Okay, good. Because that's the thing. Like, I don't want to be committed to this conversation. But I think if there's one movie that we've watched that I may have, I think there might be two.
Okay.
And I think, obviously, the first one is going to be The Thing.
That's what I thought. That's what I fucking thought.
Yeah. And listen, I don't have any desire to watch it again, but the thing that does kind of like tug on my heartstrings is all of the really cool practical effects. And like, I would watch it again with Corey just to like here's what I would do if I had all the free time in the world and I gave a shit. I'd watch the YouTube videos about the practical effects and then I would watch the movie. So we could be like, wow, that was really cool. But I don't think it's like necessarily impacted my life. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really cool.
But what you would say was, if there was one, remember, it's not official. If there was one, the one that you're closest to switching from a no to a yes would be that.
Yeah. And then I think the second one that's probably equally as close would be RoboCop.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've not heard that from your thoughts previously. Like, the thing you've brought back many times that I'm like, it stayed up there in your mind. I did not feel that way about RoboCop.
No, but I think the thing with RoboCop is like, I didn't understand that it was a satire. Like, now that I get it, I don't know. I think that's one that I would, if I could go back in time, I would rewatch it with the understanding that it was a satire and see how it changed my mind.
I do think it would vastly differ for you. I also have two that I was like, if I were a lot kinder, I think that I would probably have switched those over. I still feel the same way, I think, but there are two that I'm like, okay, maybe I could have been closer. And maybe I
guess.
You may guess. Maybe I was a bit too harsh on both of these movies. There's one that I feel more positively about.
Okay, so I think the first one would probably be That Thing You Do.
You have read my mind, because that is the first one that I'm like, you know what? I probably treated it a bit too harshly. It was only our second episode.
Yeah, you were new at this.
I still think it's a bit too long, but I still think that it was definitely good.
Okay. And that's interesting. The second one, I think, would probably be... I mean, the thing that's jumping into my head is Duplex, because you just fooled me so hard.
No, I clearly just fooled the shit out of you, because Duplex, I have already forgotten everything that happened in that movie, Gab. It is gone.
That's fine. What are you thinking then?
The Birdcage. The Birdcage is still not over the line. I still don't like it as much as That Thing You Do either, but it's closer. That I was like, you know what? I could have given it a little bit more leeway. A little bit. My whole day has just been made. Thank you for that.
Wow, look at this.
So it's nice. This feels like the kind time for us to be like, hey, you know what? That movie was good. Yeah. Maybe something we watch before you die, but just to give some kudos to each other.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's go the other way now. The second part we had said was, which movie did you hate the most or dislike the most of all the movies we've watched so far?
I don't care. Hated it.
I mean, I gotta go Recess School's Out.
That's what I thought you were going to say. Okay.
Oh, I gotta go Batman the whatever.
Mask of the Phantasm.
Yep, I'm
You were not
sorry.
asked to select multiple. You did not have to go further, but okay.
And then if there's one other, I think it would probably be Your Name.
This clearly just shows your animation bias, Gab.
Oh my God, it does. That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
How did you not even realize that? That's clearly what that shows.
Well, I'm sitting here. I'm literally, Dylan, pulling these off the top of my head.
I wrote it down. Do you want to give a guess on which one I have disliked the most of all the movies you have shown me?
Lizzie McGuire.
No. By far and away, the one that came straight to mind, Trainwreck.
Oh.
Trainwreck was a miserable experience for Giselle and I to watch. I remember the two of us watching it and just feeling like our day was getting progressively worse as we went through it.
I'm so confused. I mean, listen, I get it. Everyone has their whatever, but like, all right. That's how I felt about Your Name. And then everybody was sitting there talking about how it was like a panel of like scholars. And I was like, I don't understand why you guys like this so much.
You know, that's why we have different opinions, but Trainwreck, you could not pay me to watch. You could pay me to watch it again. Let's be realistic. If you pay me a decent enough amount, I'll watch it again. But
we just talked about how we'll do just about anything for the right salary. But
yes, that I gotta live. I gotta live.
Yeah. I got bills to pay. But I hope that we can both agree on the one dark horse movie that this podcast has brought out that we both love.
The one that we never saw coming, which I think that we already both know what we're talking about. The one we never saw coming, the one we initially thought against.
Yep.
Suggested by our constant mailer, Scotty Cameron.
Yep.
Vampire's Kiss.
Vampires Kiss. Think about it every day. I would say at least multiple times a week in my house, somebody either says, I'm a vampire, or something else. I'm a car salesman. Like we just, whatever it is, whatever we're talking about, it comes out.
Okay. I'm just imagining you screaming at everybody with every profession now.
Yeah.
Just getting your coffee in the morning and being like, I'm a barista.
But like, that's honestly what happens. Like, not joking.
Okay. And now we're going to get into some, I'm going to call it trivia time, but it's not just going to be trivia. We'll explain more after the little break.
Yeah. Are you making breaks for this?
I have an idea already for the trivia one. Ooh. I don't know what I'm going to do for the other ones, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, that's fine. I can't wait to listen.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
What do you do?
Why don't we go question for question?
Okay, even though mine are closed-ended and yours are open-ended?
Yeah.
Okay. All of my trivia questions I made based on movies you had picked.
Oh, boy.
So I thought that would maybe be more helpful, but they're all about like different random things. So some of them will be more memorable. Some of them will be less memorable. Some of them are like, who said that? Some of them are, what year was this?
Okay, I'm down.
Okay. So you have multiple choice if you need.
Okay.
But for full credit, for full knowledge, I'm going to give you a chance to get it without the multiple choice.
Okay.
So your first question. What year did Johnny Dangerously come out?
1983.
Is that your final guess?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling that out of my ass as it is.
That is wrong. Would you like the multiple choice?
No. I mean, I guess.
1987, 1984, 1982, 1995.
You weren't going to give me a 2003 in there just to be nice?
That's what the 1995 was for.
84.
Correct.
Oh, good. I was close.
You were very close.
If we were playing Price is Right rules, I would have gotten that right.
Well, we're not.
Okay, my turn. You ready?
Okay. Yes.
So my questions start out easy and get a little bit more challenging as we go. So I'm going to give you the easy one first.
Okay.
Which song would you rather have stuck in your head for the rest of your life? That Thing You Do or Three Small Words? Show your work.
It's not a declaration of which one is better or not, but based on my personal music tastes, I'm much more of a classic rock guy. I'm much more of like, I enjoy listening to like the Beatles, the Kinks, the Rolling Stones, and That Thing You Do is much more in that vein than, say, a Du Jour, a Josie and the Pussycats. So I feel like I'm going to have to go with that.
Very specifically, I'm talking about Three Small Words, not any other Josie and the Pussycats song, the song.
Not to devastate you here, Gab, I could still like hum That Thing You Do in my head right now. I could not remember Three Small Words.
I know, but isn't that like kind of, doesn't that make you lean more toward the Josie and the Pussycat song? I mean, That Thing You Do, like, oh my God, what an earworm.
No, because you're guaranteeing, the question said it's going to be stuck in my head for the rest of my life either way.
I guess,
so I'd rather
yeah,
the song
yeah,
that
yeah,
like
yeah.
I already remember slightly more fondly anyway. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay. All right. Next question from you. That's fine.
Okay. Let me know if you need multiple choice.
Okay.
In the movie Georgia Rule, what actor says, "Don't hit me with fish"?
Oh my God, the actor?
Yes, I can give you the options if needed.
Oh boy, I don't know his name. Give me the options.
Is it Emilio Estevez, John Mulaney, Dermot Mulroney, or Dylan McDermott?
Dermot Mulroney.
You didn't quite say that right, but you will be given the credit for Dermot Mulroney.
Yes, Dermot Mulroney.
That is correct.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. I say it all the time. I've said it recently. Don't hit me with fish. Cuts right away because everyone's laughing.
It's basically the only thing I can remember from that movie.
Oh my God, I love that line. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
I told you these are going to become a little bit like progressively more challenging. You ready? Who was the bigger villain? Try not to laugh. Val Goldman, who made his gay father's play straight when meeting his fiance's parents.
From the birdcage, yes.
Or Jonah Baldwin, who was a straight up dickhead to everyone in his life.
Jonah Baldwin's a dickhead, but this isn't like SVU
From
where
Sleepless in
he's like,
Seattle.
I've been watching a lot of Law and Order lately. There are certain episodes of that where they're like, this child's a sociopath. Even when we can't officially designate them as a sociopath yet, he is. Jonah's not that. Jonah's just like a bit of a brat. Whereas Val is enough of an adult that it's like, damn, dude, you shouldn't be putting your parents down this way. That's uncool.
But let's also discuss the definition of a villain, right? Like a villain, their actions set the plot in motion, right? For the hero to begin their journey. So who's the bigger villain?
According to the dictionary, a villain is a character whose evil actions or motives are important to the plot.
Yeah. So who's the more important villain?
Fuck. Well, if you think about it, both of them, their actions are the cause of the movie, but I guess I would say I'd still say more Val, only because I guess the cause is also the mother's death in Sleepless in Seattle,
Yeah,
which was
I
not
think
caused by
Sleepless in
Jonah as
Seattle-
far as we know.
The biggest villain is the wife who had the balls to die.
My God.
So
That's a bold
yeah.
take, Gab, that the villain
I'm
is
just
the
saying,
mother
like,
for dying.
have a stronger constitution next time. You know what I mean? Hang in there. Stay away from the light.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay. Next question.
Sure. Let's see. In the movie Trainwreck, what is the name of the magazine Amy works for?
Okay. Smut.
Remember, if you need options, I can give you options.
Okay, does that mean that my answer was wrong?
I don't know. Is that your final answer?
Yeah. It's something like that. It's like a derogatory term for a type of media. I know I'm wrong, but that's my final answer, is smut.
You are wrong.
Damn it. Oh my God, you really got me thinking I was right.
I think it's the way I said that she for a second thought I was going to blow her away there.
You like, your eyes got big and you nodded yes.
I nodded yes. I'm sorry, that's my bad. Would you like the choices?
Yes.
Well, my first choice was smut, so you now know that is incorrect.
Wow. Okay.
Snuff, slut, vulgar.
Enough.
Correct. It is snuff.
How close was I, though?
You were so close that one of the random other choices I came up with was something you said.
Wow. That's great. I'm good. All right. This is a bit of a long one. Bear with me.
Go right ahead.
In 2001, Aaron Carter and Hilary Duff started dating after Aaron guest starred in a Christmas episode of Lizzie McGuire. In 2003, after a year and a half of dating, Aaron cheated on her with her, quote, best friend, Lindsay Lohan. A feud between the two young actresses began and was exacerbated when Hillary attended the red carpet event for Lindsay's movie Freaky Friday. And then Lindsay attended the red carpet event for Hillary's movie Cheaper by the Dozen. Lindsay tried turning Hillary's Cinderella story co-star Chad Michael Murray against her. The two had a relationship from Freaky Friday and went on SNL making fun of her in a skit. So Hillary banned her preemptively from the Cinderella story red carpet. Which of them do you think was most sad when Aaron Carter passed away untimely in 2023?
Wow, this did not go the way I thought it would. You gave me this whole description of their rivalry, and I thought it was going to be like, who do you like more? And now it's who's more sad about somebody's death? Jesus
Who
Christ.
was more sad when Aaron Carter died?
I don't know. How long was Lindsay with Aaron Carter? You gave me a
Not
length
that
of time
long.
that Hillary Duff and Aaron Carter were together.
Their feud lasted longer than either of their relationships with him. Eventually, they did get over it, and they let it go.
Yeah, I got to tell you, this feels like a real fucked up question. But I guess I'm going to go with Lindsay Lohan because Hillary Duff would harbor more anger. I don't know about being cheated on. I don't know. This is
I'm
terrible.
going to disagree with you because I think Hillary Duff is a more like well-adjusted adult. And so I think she probably let it go more and is less like crazy and was probably like, he was a nice kid. I'm so sorry to hear that. And Lindsay probably was a little bit more crazy. I'm not sure. But
I'm
that's
sure
what I
neither
think.
one of them was popping bottles that day, Gab. I don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
this
yeah.
question was.
You know, Aaron Carter was the first concert I ever went to.
Why?
I liked Aaron Carter, and my parents bought me tickets to see him at Jones Beach. We sat in the back row, so much so in the back row that there was nobody sitting behind us.
There's no bad seats at the Jones Beach venue, though.
No, it was great. I
Not
had
that
a
I sound
blast.
like I sound like I'm doing a plug for the Jones Beach, the Nikon
Yeah,
Theater at
the
Jones
Nikon
Beach.
Theater at Jones Beach.
Is it still called that?
Yeah, it is. Actually, I found out also because Aaron Carter died not that long ago. The opening act for that concert was the A-Teens, which was the like teenage group that sang all the ABBA songs. Do you
I
remember
did
them?
not know what that was. I thought you were going to say the A-Team. I was like, why?
No.
I was like Mr. T?
No. I pity the fool who doesn't know the A-Teens. They were great. They sang like Dancing Queen and like all that, the ABBA songs. And also Leslie Carter, Aaron's older sister, who had a one-hit wonder. And by hit, quote unquote, I mean like the music video played on Nickelodeon. And Leslie Carter also died.
I feel like you're about to come up with a conspiracy, like the government's trying to take out the Carters.
No, I just think they all have massive drug problems. Aaron Carter had like crazy face tattoos. He put out some music like in like 2018 or 2018, I think, maybe even 17. And it was like wannabe Justin Bieber. It was like a combination of like if Justin Bieber and Post Malone had a baby and the baby was on drugs. That was the Aaron Carter music that came out.
What a sad but very accurate sounding description.
Yeah, he had crazy face tattoos. He was off Broadway in the Fantastics for a little while at this rinky-dink theater near a Duane Reade on Broadway, or like 41st Street or something. But that Duane Reade had the best frozen yogurt. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah, he had
All
face
Gab
tattoos.
is saying is, watch out, Nick Carter.
Yeah, honestly, Nick Carter, keep your life together.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Okay. Well, mine is not going to be about whose death was more devastating, but there is a death in it.
Oh, look at us.
directed-
It's in sync tonight. In sync, my favorite
directed-
boy band.
Really? Oh, that doesn't surprise me. I knew that. Why did I
You
act like
know-
that was
yeah.
surprising? It's not
Yeah.
the 18s. Who directed The Great Gatsby?
Baz Luhrmann. The fuck are you talking about?
I don't even get to read my choices now.
No, that was like, are you kidding?
I was going to try and throw you off. My choices
That's
were Kevin
like,
Smith.
all right, Dylan, here's my trivia question. Who was the voice of Batman in that movie you made me watch?
It's Kevin Conroy. Always Kevin Conroy. Greatest Batman
Okay.
ever. My choices were going to be Kevin Smith, Stephen Summers, Baz Luhrmann, or Boz Skaggs.
Oh my God. That's stupid. That I'm insulted that you asked me that.
For
What a
those who
waste
have
of
no
time.
idea, who is Boz Skaggs? Boz Skaggs is a random musician who I think does like yacht rock or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Yacht Rock, which everybody's parents listened to at some point when they got XM radio for the 60-day free trial.
You ever hear Steely Dan? Yacht Rock. Doobie Brothers?
Yeah.
Probably some Yacht Rock. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, next question. Which do you think would be more difficult? One 60-minute CrossFit class where the strength portion is weighted pull-ups
So,
and
yes.
the Metcon contains rowing intervals.
Okay.
Or
What's
trying
my other
to-
choice?
I'm about to say it. Trying to eliminate everyone who has been infected by the thing. Do you know what a weighted pull-up is?
Well, I think I can assume what a weighted pull-up is. I have to pull myself up with weights attached to me.
Yes, correct. Multiple times, probably like 5 sets of 5. And then, do you know what a Metcon is?
No.
Metabolic conditioning. It's a cardio section. Have you ever been on a rower? Do you know what rowing intervals are?
Yeah.
Okay, so rowing, let's say it would be like 5 by 500 with 30 seconds of rest in between.
I mean,
What's
I feel like the answer is I'm going to die in either scenario. I'm not
Yeah.
making it out of either one.
Okay. Do you
It-
think you would get infected by the thing, or do you think you would be thingless?
First of all, I don't like being called thingless. That doesn't feel good. But I feel like the point of the thing is that it's pretty difficult not to be infected by the thing, because you know what? We tend to trust other people. We tend to trust everything around us in some sort of way because we have expectations of what they are. That's why it takes them so long to understand the thing.
So do you think that
I can't give you an
The
answer. I'm
reason-
going to die in both.
No, I've moved on from that, but I'm
Oh,
saying
good.
like, so you think it's hard to not be infected by the thing because, say that one more time.
Well, I think especially initially, like, do I know that there's a thing? Or am I unaware at first that there's a thing like the characters in the movie?
You're unaware.
Then I'm absolutely fucked.
Okay, why?
Why? Because whose first assumption is ever, I shouldn't trust the people around me. They're probably aliens. They're probably some sort of creature that is going to assimilate me. You know what I'm
Okay, so
saying?
do you think that level of trust and like obliviousness is the reason that the wife from Sleepless in Seattle died?
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, you're basically saying, like, well, I'm fucked. So as soon as there's a thing, I'm dead. Like, do you think that's how she felt? Maybe that's why she died.
Are you insinuating that these exist in the same universe and that she was infected by the thing?
Well, I don't know, Dylan. I have a
Did Tom
hard
Hanks
time
burn
with
her? Did Tom
universes.
Hanks hit her with a flamethrower?
I don't know how universes work.
I want to see this crossover where Tom Hanks had to kill her with the flamethrower to be like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just thought that you were suggesting that they had weak constitutions and that like that you have a weak constitution and that's why you would die. And that's why I was saying, do you think that that's what
I'm
happened to her?
just saying, if Corey is a thing and not your Corey, and he comes in the door, he's going to have a chance to get close enough to you to touch you before you even realize it.
Mm.
And then you're fucked. It's over.
That's true.
If Giselle's
Well,
the thing and she
hopefully.
comes in and she's acting weird, I'm going to go up to her and be like, oh, let me touch your forehead and see if you have a fever. And then I'm fucked. It's over. It's over already.
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
it, Giselle. You got me. Giselle thing.
this Giselle thing. It's a good thing you're all thingless. Okay,
Meanwhile, I'm
next
not doing
question.
one pull-up, weighted or unweighted, quite frankly.
You can't do a pull-up?
I can do one pull-up,
could
the
do a
one where
pull-up.
I jump off the ground and pull myself
A
from the
jumping
bar.
pull-up.
Yes.
We did Murph and I had to do all 200 of my 100 pull-ups.
You can do 100 pull-ups?
Jumping pull-ups, yeah.
They should give you some kind of medal for that.
Dylan, I mean, we broke it up. It was 5 sets of
Still, if you give me a week, I'm not doing 100 pull-ups.
No, you could, especially when there's like stopping on the other side. That's the biggest motivator.
I guess. I just keep thinking of, you ever see Little Giants?
No.
Oh, there's the kid. You see him doing pull-ups, and he's doing pull-ups with one arm, and then it zooms out, and you see he's just standing on a step stool, lowering and raising
Uh-huh.
himself. I'm like, that's the
Yeah.
most I can do pull-ups.
Yeah.
Also, when you said Murph, I thought of, have you ever seen Interstellar?
Yeah, I had a panic attack.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I
Yeah.
can't hear the name Murph without thinking, don't let me leave, Murph. Just like Matthew McConaughey, like crying.
Oh boy.
It's funny that you just mentioned Sleepless in Seattle because my next question is about Sleepless in Seattle.
Let's go.
So I don't have multiple choice, but you have two options. In Sleepless in Seattle, name the character or actor who says, that's your problem. You don't want to be in love. You want to be in love in a movie.
Rosie O'Donnell.
For $1 billion, could you name the character?
No.
It's Becky. By the way, I just did it again, and it's something that apparently it's a very Pollock thing, going for $1 million or for $1 billion. Can you? Just,
Yeah.
If I start to say that, just I was like, no. How about no? I can't, and you can't pay me for it anyway.
Yeah, that is a very Pollock thing. Now that I think about it,
We keep hoping to win money off of trivial things, and it keeps not
Yeah.
happening.
it's never gonna happen. But you know what? When the stakes are high, I don't know. Finish that thought.
I don't rise to them. I lower myself to the low stakes. That's where I'm going.
That's fine. That's fair. If you could be trapped in any amusement park, holding the owner and overly eager security guard hostage while riding all the rides and having as good a time as possible before inevitably going to jail for a very long time, which amusement park would you choose and why?
So the vacation scenario.
Yes.
Um,
Except in this one, you go to jail for a long time.
so I'm definitely
Probably
going to
the
jail
rest of your life.
regardless. Okay. Not that that really changes anything. Like,
Sure it does. I mean, at that point, it's like, would you pick like Disney Tokyo? You know what I mean? Like, you're going to jail. Where do you want to be? What do you want to see? What rides do you want to go
and
on?
all the
Like,
rides. How much do I have? Unlimited amount of time. It's just whenever I'm done.
yeah, let's say you have 24 hours. It's like more than
Oh,
enough
okay.
time.
Because I was going to say I could spend a lifetime in Disney. You know what I mean?
Have you ever been to Disney?
Of course, I've been to Disney. Everybody's been to Disney like
As an
once, I feel
adult?
like. No, I'm not willing to pay
Oh.
those prices as an adult.
I know Corey's never been. I want to take him. So because my family was a Disney family, and I'm not a Disney I'm not like a Disney adult, but the last time I went, I was probably like 20 or 21, and I had a blast. And now they have like a Star Wars world. They have like all this cool shit. And I really want to take Corey, but I looked and it would be like 20 grand for the two of us to go.
Yeah, there are people who go to Disney every year, and it's like, instead of Disney, you could go to Europe. Like, you could go
Yeah.
to other countries with ease.
Yeah. And like money to spend. Disney, it's out of control. But anyway, so where would you pick?
I think I'd probably, and again, like all the rides and like everything operates perfectly as if there
Yeah.
were people there.
No lines. Like it's the vacation scenario. The park is closed for everybody except for you. You get to go on any ride you want. You do, however, have hostages. So you have like strangers that are kind of upset with you, but you're having as good a time as you possibly can.
Okay, well, I still think based off, I don't think the hostages changes anything for me. I'm not going to be like, which amusement park do you want to be at, random hostage?
No, but it would. I feel like having a hostage would be like, ugh, I got this fucking guy here.
Why is there one universe? Like, is there one theme park where you're like, it would be worse to have a hostage here than it would be here?
I just feel like I feel very much like the weight of other people's emotions is always on me, and I wouldn't have as much fun if I had somebody that was walking around like kind of upset at the situation than I would if everyone in my group was happy.
I mean, this person is my hostage. They're going to have a good time where else? You know what I mean? Like, they don't really have
That's
a
fair.
choice.
That's fair. Okay. All right. That's a good way of looking at
I
it.
guess I'm going to go with Universal Studios.
Interesting. Any particular reason why?
You know, I just remember when we did go to Disney when I was a kid, we went to Disney and Universal, and I ended up liking Universal more. And I feel like those are the two top theme parks in my mind. So I'm going with
Mhm,
Universal.
mhm. Okay.
And then I'm going to jail. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Enjoy it while you're there. Like go on everything a couple of times.
I don't
That
even
makes
like
sense.
roller
So-
coasters.
I know you don't, but
It's really
Universal
gonna
is like
suck for me.
the big like movie themed, obviously, amusement park. So it makes sense. It's very on brand for you.
Yeah, and I'll still be disappointed. I'll be like, they don't have the Jaws ride anymore. Just take me to jail
Yeah.
now.
Honestly, I'm done. Yeah. But they do have Harry Potter World.
I don't give a shit about Harry Potter. Not one shit.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I know. All right.
I do have a question coming up on vacation later, and I do have one question that I'm like, oh my God, she's going to get this so immediately now. But this is not that question.
Okay.
In Whiplash, what is the full name of J.K. Simmons' character?
Something Fletcher.
Do you need choices?
I don't think it's going to help, but I guess go ahead.
Trevor Fletcher, Timothy Fletcher,
No.
Terrence Fletcher, or Tyler
Yes.
Fletcher?
Terrence, final answer.
You are correct. And I
Yeah.
did initially have different last names, but I was like, once she knows Fletcher, I'm just going to fuck her over with that.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been dumb if you were like Miller. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Who is the bigger villain? Oh, I asked that question twice. That's interesting. Billy Miller
Billy Miller.
or come on, Billy Miller. I'm going to sit here until you figure it out.
Give me the other villain first, because if I remember him already, he's probably worse.
Ricky Garrard.
Ricky Garrard, I remember that scumbag roided up some bitch.
Yep. And you don't know who Billy Miller is?
Billy Miller. Oh my
I hope
God,
I
from
got
the
the
King of
name right.
Kong.
Yeah, you
Billy
dumbass.
Mitchell.
Oh, that's on me. Sorry. I didn't look any of this up.
Maybe it's just my bias, but I feel like I'm going with Billy Mitchell only because he's been a major part of that sport, as niche as it may be, for like 40 years.
Yeah, but I do want to remind you that Ricky Garrard doing steroids came in third, pushing Pat Vellner off the podium.
And Billy Mitchell held the record for decades and then took the record back through, again, nefarious means. Neither one of these are good guys. These are bad people.
Okay, so
like,
who's the
I could see
who's the
them-
bigger villain?
I would honestly love to see them team up and have Billy Mitchell as like the main bad guy with Ricky Garrard as like his muscle up henchman. But then you
Oh my
find out his
God.
muscles are fake and he gets his ass whooped.
Or it could be like in the Spider-Man Spider-Verse movie, the little girl with the Spider-Man robot.
Penny Parker.
Yeah, and Billy is the using the joystick, and Ricky is the big robot.
And then they both get fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
would say Billy only
Okay.
because his villainy lasted so much longer.
And his
before being solved.
method of cheating was a little bit more outside the box.
Yeah, and whereas Ricky Garrard was like on the podium, Billy Mitchell was at the tip top.
Yeah, that's fair. You know what happened to Ricky Garrard this year?
What, they found out he's doing more steroids?
No. But he was riding his like BMX bike like a dickhead in the woods, and he fell and like ruptured his part of his shoulder and had to get surgery and can't compete.
Not even in the one arm thingies?
No. They don't let you compete in that unless the arm is detached.
There was a one arm CrossFitter. You find this man.
There was. We saw them at Wadapalooza. It was crazy. But anyway, I digress.
There's an actual one arm CrossFitter?
Yeah, there's a whole adaptive division of people that are missing limbs, that are paralyzed. Like, it's
That seems
crazy.
so impressive. I just saw
It's
a thing
so
recently.
impressive.
Do you know who Jim Abbott is?
That sounds familiar.
He was a professional MLB pitcher who only had one hand.
Yes, I do. He had the glove. He threw it out of the glove.
No, he threw it. He had the glove resting on his nub because he was only
Yeah.
born with one hand. And then he would immediately switch. And it was just like a
Yeah.
video of him like catching a ground ball up the middle. And it's like, holy shit, that's so fucking impressive.
Yeah, and look at you and I. We can't do shit. You can't even do a pull-up.
If you gave me 4 hands, I couldn't do a pull-up. The next question's too easy, I feel like.
That's
now.
okay. Let's go.
I could change it to something else off the cuff.
Well, what if you pull a Billy Miller and it's wrong?
Billy Mitchell. What city and state do the CrossFit Games take place in The Redeemed and the Dominant?
Madison, Wisconsin. Next question.
All right. Here's a fake question I'm coming up with off the spot because that was too easy.
Okay.
It's going to be from one of my movies too. In Batman: Mask of the Phantasm.
Nope.
Fine, I'll skip it.
No, go
I
ahead.
was
Come on,
gonna
let's
say,
go.
What is the name of the woman that Bruce fell in love with?
Penny.
I just said that name.
Lucille,
Don't repeat Penny Parker.
Are
you just guessing names?
Yeah. Carmine. I don't know what was it.
Yes, he fell in love with Carmine Falcone. No, it's Andrea Beaumont.
Whatever. I don't care. Next question. Oh, I'm the next
Your
question.
turn.
Okay. This is my last one.
Ooh,
Nope,
okay.
that's not true. I have one more after this, but it's a
Okay.
it's a multiple choice question.
Ooh.
I'll do it the way that you did. I'll do it You can try to get anyway. That's for next question. Which performance were you more impressed with? Carson Daly in Josie and the Pussycats,
Okay.
or
I'm like, what's this going
LeBron
already?
James in Trainwreck? Think carefully.
I got to tell you, at first, when you started this question, I was like, oh, is it going to be like J.K. Simmons versus Natalie Portman in Black Swan?
Nope.
And you
Come
went
on,
very
you know
much
me
the other
better
way,
than
and I
that.
appreciate it.
Yeah, you know me better than that.
They're both awful.
No, LeBron is so good.
LeBron's awful, Gab. Take your blinders off of that piece of shit movie.
We were just listening to, okay, here's another CrossFit example. Do you know who Rich Froning is?
No.
He's like the greatest CrossFitter of all time. He retired before the year of the movie that we watched. No. Although I do prefer Matt Frazier, Rich Froning did it first. Anyway,
No props
that's neither
for
here nor there.
remembering Matt Frazier.
No, that was great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Rich Froning has a podcast, and he was just talking about how good LeBron James was in Trainwreck. He doesn't like Amy Schumer. He didn't particularly care for the movie, but LeBron was so good. So fuck you.
I would say just that LeBron's part is better written and he's in more of the movie. So I have to give it to LeBron. Neither one of their performances are good, but based on length of screen time and better writing behind it, I'm giving it to LeBron.
Okay. That's fine.
Although Carson Daly, what is it he says? This is Total Request dead. Like I was like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of good. Next question. In National Lampoon's Vacation, crazy cousin Eddie needs how much cash?
5,000. 50,000. 50,000.
Would you like the
50,000.
choices?
No, 50,000. 25,000? 50,000.
Would you like the choices?
No.
That is wrong, Gab. I don't know what you expected. I'm not offering you the choices just because I'm like, I don't want her to get it right
I
initially.
just didn't want them. Okay, what are the choices?
50,000. 55,000. 54,000 or 52,000.
I feel like 50, like of all of those numbers, 54,000 is the funniest number.
Wait, stop right there and explain to me why is 54,000 funnier than say 50,000?
Because you would assume that then he would just round up to 55, right? Like 55 is a round number. It feels, complete. And 54 is kind of like when someone's like, listen, this is typically $199.99, but I'm going to give it to you for $175. You know what I mean? Like,
but by that logic, wouldn't it be funnier to be like $50,000 and 25 cents?
No, that's too obvious. 54,000 is hilarious.
It's much
like
subtler,
when people,
yes.
It's yeah.
So it's
So anyway,
54,000 your choice because it's
yeah,
the
I guess
funniest
so.
of those numbers.
Correct.
Well, you're still wrong.
What is it? 55?
52,000.
52. That is still funny though. It is very funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Hold on, I get back to my document. Okay, this is my one and only trivia question. And this is when I texted you and said my questions are not trivia questions because I
better get this right.
I thought this was gonna be more like when I set out to write these trivia questions, I thought it was gonna be more like which movie had the most costume budget? You know what I mean? Like I was like looking on IMDb and I was like, I don't know, this is my questions.
Oh God, your
better.
stuff was going to be way too tough. I thought we were going to go against each other and see like who got the higher score on each other's movies.
No, I just wanted to have these conversations that were inevitably going to lead into tangents. So I'm going to start with just asking you, and then if you need the multiple choice, you can have it. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Who is my favorite CrossFitter?
Is it a name you've said already in this episode?
Yes.
Patrick Vellner.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe Sally. I just scared the shit out of Sally. I can't believe you got that. How did you get that?
You said it a bunch during the Redeem of the Dominant. I listen.
That's so nice. That's so nice. Wow. Sorry, I didn't remember that cartoon character lady's name.
Would you have remembered Kevin Conroy's name if I had asked?
I knew Kevin Conroy's name. I was just being a dickhead.
Okay.
All right. That's
Just
the end
wanted
of
to
my
be sure.
questions.
I have one last question.
Okay. Perfect.
And again, it's about another movie that has like randomly come up during conversation. In the Lizzie McGuire movie,
yes,
Hilary Duff plays two characters Lizzie McGuire, and who?
Isabella.
Oh, I didn't even get to give you the choices. It is Isabella. You are correct.
What? Sing to me, Paolo. What were the choices?
Isabella, Francesca, Gloria, and Valentina.
Oh, those are good, but it's obviously Isabella.
Congratulations, Gab. I guess you did better on the trivia than I did because mine didn't. The ones you gave me didn't have actual answers.
Yeah. Well, that's how I just rigged it to make sure I won. But yeah, no, I thought that would be more fun. This was great.
Yes, I am totally down to do this again, and I do think I'm like maybe going forward I'll put like a trivia question or two into each episode.
I'm down. I love that. I will write the trivia questions.
Oh,
for
that's
my own
even better
episodes.
than I do. Oh,
yeah. So
okay,
if
still
it's a
even
movie
better.
that I picked, yeah, I'll ask you.
If you have listened this far into our 50th episode where we did not talk about any specific movie, thank you for listening. Thank you for keeping them ear holes open for us.
Yeah, thank you for letting us penetrate your ear holes with our opinions and movie shit.
Yes, double ear hole penetration. We thank you for it.
Yeah.
If you've listened this far, you already know where you can find us, but we're on all the podcast places. YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher. I don't even know what Stitcher is, but we're on there.
Yeah.
If you want
Podcast
to,
star us.
is that a thing?
No.
Okay, if it was, I was like, we're not on there, Gab. Don't lie to the people. Do you want to tell the people where they can reach us?
You can reach us by writing an email to movies to watch before you die at gmail.com, or you can send a voice note at anchor.fm/movies to watch.
Or you can just send a nice handwritten letter.
Yeah. You can send a letter. And honestly, there's a notes section in the Venmo that you send. So you can write a little note in there too.
That's the way to send a handwritten letter, I guess. Gab is like, yeah, wink, wink.
Yeah, Venmo me your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening. 50 episodes still. Can you believe it?
I can. We're doing it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm thrilled. All right. Well, I have no idea when this is, there's no way to say what movie is coming next, but I'll tell you what, there will be a next.
Yes. Unless we suddenly are gone terribly, like
Save the Thing. If the thing gets us, then
if the thing
there
gets
will be
us,
no more.
there will be no 51st episode.
Yeah.
But you'll find out next week.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.